is just take a look at all the parts of this awesome live acoustic version of Brilliant Disguise from Springsteen on Broadway. Be sure to stick around to the end of the video, because at the end of the video I'm going to play through the whole song alongside the homemade backing track featuring Patty's part, and you'll see Tab appear across the screen. Okay, cool. So this song's in the key of G major, tempo 115 BPM. It does slow down in places, especially towards the very end. Let's take a look at the chords first. So we've got a normal kind of G chord with just your third finger, kind of playing up to the B string, blocking the A string with the other side of your third finger. And I think parts of the song he's also putting his middle finger there as well, on the second fret of the A. Okay, and then you've got G add 9, which Bruce loves to use. Sounds really nice. So basically you take that first G chord, add your middle finger, second fret G, got a really lush sounding G add 9 chord. Okay, then you also got G sus4, so take your middle finger off, leave that third finger down, and then first finger on the B string, and that's your G sus4 chord. Okay, it's a combination of all those kind of chords where it mimics the kind of all the standard kind of album version melody. Okay, and then we've got a D5 chord. Bruce likes to play it, tends to play it with his pinky, third fret B, middle finger, second fret on the G. Now if you take that middle finger off, you've technically got a G5 over D chord, but the song structure, which I'll put on the screen now, I'll just refer to it as a G5 chord. So it just alternates between this D5 and then taking his middle finger off, which sounds really cool. So don't forget any of the song structures. All the song structures will be in the description of the YouTube video, so you can drop down that menu, copy and paste it into a Word file, and then break down all the sections. Don't forget any chords and brackets. It means there's more than one chord in that particular bar, so it will help you to see all the patterns and everything else. So let's take a look then at G over B. Okay, so in the choruses, it's normally kind of just shortcuts and ease of playing it as well. So middle finger, second fret of the A, and just kind of play those middle 4 strings. And then also the choruses, so you've got that, you're just adding your pinky on the third fret of the B, middle 4 strings. That's another version of G over B. And then you've got normal C chord. So third finger, third fret A, middle finger, second fret D, open G, then first finger, first fret B, strum from the A string. Now in the chorus, which does clash a little bit with what Patty's doing, but it doesn't matter too much if you hit that B string. This is technically a C sus2 over B. I think on the most of the time, you want to just maybe not hit the B string. It just means that you can intertwine between C, like that. So that's a C sus2 over B. And then you've got the C add 9, just a lush chord. Third finger, third fret A, middle finger, second fret D, pinky, third fret B. And then an E minor chord, all 6 strings, middle finger, second fret A, third finger, second fret D. So that's, yeah, so there's quite a lot of chords, but a lot of them are just kind of variations of your Gs, your Cs, and your Ds. Cool, so let's take a look at the first intro, okay? So what you're gonna do is also, I would say, a slight palm mute. Good thing about strumming here is it's all 8th notes, so half a beat each, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and it's downstrokes throughout the whole song, even Patty's part as well. So again, if you would get the tab using either subscribe style discount codes, or just going straight on the website jsmusicschool.co.uk to get the PDF or guitar profile, you'll get both Bruce's and Patty's files, tabs there, and the backing track just features Patty. So it's quite a minimal backing track that's there if you want it on the store. And it sounds quite nice, just with that extra little bit of volume and slightly different chord voicings for Patty that just thickens it up a little bit. Okay, so what we're going to do, but yeah, slightly dampening as well, so don't go crazy with the downstrokes, but slightly dampen. So yeah, you want to slightly dampen it with that right hand there, your strumming hand. So you start off with this, obviously the very recurring, recognizable melody, so which is the G, and you don't want to hit the high E string, so you can't even use, I'm using my underside, my third finger to kind of block it out. So you're going to do 3 downstrokes with the G, add your middle finger, so G add 9, you've got this, also this kind of pulse that's going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. So the and of 2 is kind of almost an accent in a lot of cases. It's often where you change chord. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and G sus4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So G for 3 strums, G add 9 for the remaining 5 strums, G sus4 for 3 strums, G for 5 strums. Okay, and you basically do that in the intro, again cross-reference with the song structure. In the intro you do those 2 bars twice, 1, 2 and 3 and 4, 1. Just a lovely, lush melody. Now with the breaks in between kind of the verses, coming out of the choruses into the next verses, you've got those breaks and you just do that 2-bar phrase once each time. So the first break, second break, third break, all exactly the same. And in the intro you're just doing that twice. And let's take a look at the verses, okay? So the first verse, second verse, third verse, all exactly the same, okay? And you start off with 3 rounds of that 2-bar phrase. Once you've done that 3 times, you've got the D5, and again to the G5 over D, or just G5 as we refer to, still change on the and of 2. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you do that bar twice. Okay, and basically that is the 8-bar verse that's done twice, okay? So 3 times a 2-bar phrase. So you do that 3 times and then you do it all again for each verse, okay? That's the first verse, second verse, third verse, and then the fourth verse is slightly different, okay? So the fourth verse, you're going to start off as normal, 3 times through the 2-bar phrase. So 3 times through that, and then just 1 bar of the D5 to G5. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and this is where it's kind of winding it down, getting a little bit quieter as well. So you just basically do your normal kind of 2-bar riff after that. Be a little bit quieter, and then 3 bars of G. See in the tabs and the walkthrough I put some of the accents. When you're not changing chord, I've put to remind you of the accents on the 1 and the and of 2 on a lot of these, the single chord bars, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So you do 3 full bars of G after that. 1 more bar, and then a bar of 2/4, which basically means there's 2 beats in a bar. Same thing. So 1 and 2 and then a slow. This is where it gets really a lot quieter. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bruce and Patty are doing their oohs, and then kind of arpeggiate the chord. So just to recap that 4th verse again, 3 times through your normal 2-bar phrase. Only once round of this D5 instead of 2 that you had in the other verses. And then your normal 2-bar riff. And then basically 3 full bars of G. You've done that 3 times, you've got another half a bar because it's 2/4, 1 and 2 and C add 9, and then the G. Cool, so that's the 4th verse. So all the verses done now. Let's take a look at the choruses. The choruses are all the same. And again, Patty's doing slightly different chord voicings to complement it and thicken it up. So basically what you've got is you've got this 2-bar phrase twice, which is E minor, 1 and 2, and then G over B. And then a normal C, and that's C sus2 over B. Now that does seem to clash a little bit with this C and the B with what Patty's doing, but not. I think it's intentional. It sounds great. So E minor, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and C. Again, maybe aim to avoid it or not ring through really cleanly. So this 2-bar phrase again: E minor, G over B, C, C sus2 over B. Then E minor over G. D5, again same changing on the and of 2, 1 to E minor, C add 9 for a whole bar, G over B for 1 bar, G5 for a whole bar. Yeah, so that's kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bar phrase is in all the choruses, first, second and third, okay? So those are the choruses, and then you've just got finally the middle 8, which is actually 16 bars, I think. So look at me, baby, this bit. So it basically starts off with 2 bars of D5, 1 bar of G, and then the split bar of G to G add 9, 1. Okay, then we've got 2 bars of C add 9, and then you've got the G to G add 9 bar twice. And this next 2 bars, he changes it up slightly, it sounds nicer. So you've got pretty much a whole bar of D5, but on the last 2 strums, take off your middle finger for the G5 chord. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and for the next bar you're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, just mixing it up a little bit. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and, so you're putting it on back on the and of 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and C add 9 for 2 bars. 2 bars of the G to G add 9, and then 2 bars of D5. Cool, so there are all the parts. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Again, bear in mind, again, work on dynamics, a little bit of dampening. You don't want to be going crazy. You know, a little bit of dampening if you can work on that. And what that also does, if you dampen the bassiest strings, that melody kind of cuts through a little bit more. So any questions about any of that? Again, if you want Patty's parts, you can get the tab, and the backing track has got Patty's guitar in it. Any questions about subscribe style, getting files, anything like that, let me know. Please subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications if you haven't already. Any comments or suggestions, let me know, and give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed the video. Thanks everyone for watching and supporting the channel, and I will see you next time. Cheers, bye.
like to get guitar profiles, tab PDFs, backing tracks from any of these tutorials, head over to either the subscribe start page or my website jsmusicschool.co.uk. Remember to subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications. Thanks very much, see you on the next one.